Welcome to Power System Laboratory. In this video, we will study experiment on overvoltage and undervoltage relay, and this experiment is divided into two parts. In the first part of this video, we will study overvoltage relay experiment, and in the second part, we will study undervoltage relay experiment. So let's see the aim of the experiment. So the aim of our experiment is testing of electromechanical overvoltage relay and plot the graph between trip time versus clock setting multiplier. So we will see the overvoltage relay and we will get the trip time and we will draw the graph between that trip time versus that PSM. What are the apparatus required for this experiment? We need a power supply unit, which is this bottom unit is nothing but the power supply unit, and the top unit is nothing but the overvoltage relay unit, and this bottom unit is used to feed the voltage required for the relay to trip, and the relay will give the trip command, that is NO or NC, to the bottom unit. So what it is there inside the bottom unit, that means there is a circuit breaker which will sense the trip signal from the relay unit and it will trip the signal which is going to the relay unit, that is voltage. That is the function of this one, this power supply unit. So it will give voltage as well as having a circuit breaker, so that it will stop the voltage which it is giving to the relay unit. And in addition to that, we need some banana pin type connecting wires to connect from bottom unit to top unit. So the overvoltage on power system are due to various causes. The normal operating voltage of the system do not stress the insulation severely, but the voltage stress due to the overvoltage can be so high that they may become dangerous to both the lines as well as the connected equipment and may cause damage. So that means if there will be overvoltage, that basically create effects on the insulation of the any device, any electrical device. So overvoltage relay that solves primarily the same purpose as the overcurrent relay, which we have seen there in our last experiment. So this also like same purpose, protects the system, but except that it is connected in the line by a PT. That means this overvoltage relay is connected in the line by a PT, but the overcurrent relay is connected to the line by a CT, and this PT measures the voltage across the line. Now overvoltage relay which we are going to use, that is VDG AF relay, is an electromechanical Alstom-make overvoltage relay, and it is having the IDMT characteristic, and it is suitable for overvoltage protection scheme in low voltage, medium voltage and high voltage power distribution systems. It is also suitable for voltage protection of AC circuit, induction motor, etc. It is an electromechanical design offer a fixed range of inverse trip time characteristic. So the characteristic is fixed for any value of clock setting. So that is the fixed range of inverse trip time characteristic, that we will see later here. Then VDGAF is designed for flush mounting. So as also we have seen in the electromechanical case relay for the overcurrent, that is also designed as flush mounting. So we will see what is flush mounting in our undervoltage relay experiment, and it draw out construction makes installation and maintenance very easy. That means if it is flush mounting, then maintenance and construction will be very easy. So we will see what are the relay specification of this VDG AF relay. So first of all, what is the feature it is providing, that is identical time versus voltage characteristic on all tappings. All tapping means on all clock setting terminals. So whatever the clock setting you have selected, the characteristic will be identical for any value of clock setting you have selected. Then it is self powered and no necessity for separate auxiliary supply. That means this overvoltage relay also doesn't need any auxiliary power supply. And if you will see the voltage rating, it is available 110 volt rating also available, 240 or 250 volt rating also available, 450 volt rating also available. But which the relay which we are having, that is 110 volt rated relay that we are having. then if you will see the voltage setting, that is 110 to 170% of the rated voltage. That means its voltage setting, if you will see here, you can see these are the clock settings, and the voltage setting means 121, that is 110% of the rated voltage, that means 110. So 110, 10% will be 121. So it is starting from 110% of the rated voltage to 170% of the rated voltage, and the resetting voltage is 90% or more of the voltage setting. Time setting, if you will see, this is 7 seconds at 1.5 times of the voltage setting. If you will see here, time setting is 7, here you can see 7 at 1.5 times of the voltage setting. That means if you have given some voltage settings, means some clock settings you have selected, then the 1.5 times of the clock setting if you will apply, then the trip time will be 7 seconds. So that is the time setting or the operating time of the, that is the that signifies the characteristic of relay, that is 7 seconds 1.5 times of the voltage setting. So in this way we generally identifies the characteristic. Then resetting time is 10 seconds at time setting multiplier 1 when voltage reduced to 0. And thermal rating, the relay will withstand the voltage setting continuously for 60 degree rise in coil temperature. That means it doesn't have any voltage, how much voltage you are applying, it will not bother, but it will bother if the temperature of the coil will increase above 60 degree centigrade. Then the relay will fail in that case. And application, as you know, it is used for the AC circuit, capacitor and machine such as generator and synchronous motor. And if you will see, this is the image of the VDG AF relay, and this is more or less what this is as like as a electromechanical overcurrent relay. Only the difference is this scale, this nameplate is the different, but all rest is same like only electromechanical overcurrent relay. So if you will see here, if you will see the nameplate, model number it is written 11AF, VDG 11AF, some number is there. So we are generally identifying it as VDG AF relay. And auxiliary voltage, no, nothing is there, that means no auxiliary supply is required. And its rated voltage is 110 volt at 50 Hz. That means this relay will be used in that PT, which PT secondary is 110 volt. In that case only this relay will be used. And also this table also given, that is clock setting multiplier versus time in second. This time in second is nothing but the calibrated operating time. That means if the relay is already calibrated for a particular value of fault parameter and for what will be the trip time. So that means if the relay will not be calibrated, then we cannot say how much will be the trip time for a particular value of fault voltage. And as the scale is given, and as you have also seen in the electromechanical relay, that whenever we are applying some fault parameters, we can able to calculate the trip time without operating the relay. That means here one example is given. Let us see how we are calculating the trip time by seeing this table. So as you can see here in this scale, 143 already selected as a clock setting. So as I told you in the electromechanical case, why it is clock setting, because this is a plug. We can remove the plug and we can insert into 121, we can insert into 132, we can insert into 143, any terminal as per our requirement we can insert. So right now it is inserted to 143 volt. So our clock setting is 143 volt. So let we are applying a fault voltage of 215 volt. So then what will be the clock setting multiplier? It will be 215, that is the fault voltage, divided by the 143, that is the clock setting, which will come 1.5. And as you can see, if the clock setting multiplier will be 1.5, then the trip time, that is the calibrated trip time or the operating time, is 7 seconds. Then what will be the actual operating time? Actual operating time will be 7 into the time setting multiplier given here. So here let's see, right now it is adjusted to 0.5, so we can multiply 7 into 0.5, that 3.5 seconds. That means we can adjust the trip time from minimum 0.05 to maximum 1. That means whatever the calibrated operating time will get, we can vary that calibrated operating time using the TMS. So in this way we can able to calculate the trip time without operating the relay. So we will see next. This is the internal connection diagram, and here, as you know, 9 and 10 terminals. As you can see here in the image, these metal terminals are the relay terminals only. These are 10 numbers of terminals. So out of which this is 10, this is 9. So in this way it is designed 1 to 10. So this 9 and 10 terminal is the input terminal of the relay. That means we will give voltage to the relay, and generally that voltage it comes from the PT secondary, which is for this relay it should be 110 volt should be the rating. So above 110 volt, whatever the voltage will come, according to the relay setting, it will give the trip signal. So these 3 and 4 terminal is the trip terminals, and 1 and 2 are the alarm terminals, but we can use this trip terminal as alarm and 1, 2 terminal as trip. So this is the over voltage relay unit. So that means this relay, over voltage relay, is mounted inside the panel, and inside the panel all the terminals are comes out through these banana pins. These are the banana terminals. So all the 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the requirement, it is coming to this terminals. So 9 and 10, that means that is the input terminal of the relay, and the output terminal, that means the trip command terminal, can be 3, 4 or 1, 2. We can use any one. We can use 1, 2 as the command terminal, 3, 4 as the command terminal, or the trip signal out terminal. We can use it as. Next we will see the power supply unit. So that means, or the over voltage relay test unit. So what are the things are there, we will see here. This is the input terminals, that means we will give 230 volt input to this terminal, and this is the mains rocker switch. So this switch is nothing but here, this image showing this switch. So when we will turn on this switch, the input voltage which you have applied here will come across the variac. Then these two switches are the switches of the circuit breaker. This is the switch to use to turn on the circuit breaker. This is the switch to use to turn off the circuit breaker. That means we can operate the circuit breaker manually using these two switches. We can turn on and turn off. That means the circuit breaker can turn on and turn off. Then there is a variac is there. When we will increase the variac position, that means the output voltage of the variac or the auto transformer will increase. That means it is giving variable voltage from the fixed 230 volt power supply. Then this is the trip signal indicator. That means when the circuit breaker will trip, it will indicate that circuit breaker is tripped. Then there is a voltmeter is there. This meter will tell you the voltage, how much voltage you are applying to the relay unit, and this two terminal is the voltage out terminal. That means we will get the fault voltage from these two terminal, and we will give this connection from these two terminal to the 9 and 10 of the relay unit. So that voltage from this over voltage unit will go to the relay unit. Then this is the time interval meter. So this will measure the trip time, and this is the external switch of this time interval meter, so that we can use this time interval meter externally. That means we can use as only a timer we can use. If it is not needed, then we should change this switch terminal position to TIM position. So if you are selected to TIM position, that means the timer will be started, or it is synchronized with the circuit breaker switch. Whenever the circuit breaker will turn on or whenever the circuit breaker will turn off, accordingly the timer will operate. And when the switch will be in external mode, then we can use the timer externally. Then this is the protection timer. This is timer only to protect this over voltage relay test unit only. When this is bypassed, so how it will not create any problem how much time you have turned on the unit. When it is turned on, so how much time is selected here, after that it will trip the circuit breaker. Only for the protection of the this unit, this relay unit, this is there, but this unit, this protection timer is not used for this relay testing procedure. Only you have to bypass this one. Then this is the terminal which will be used to give auxiliary power supply to the relay, but here in our voltage doesn't need any auxiliary power supply. So these two terminals are no use right now. Next, these are the NO/NC terminal of the circuit breaker. So that means the output signal from the relay will come over here, NO terminal. NO from the relay will come to NO. If NC is there, from the NC of the relay will come to the NC of the circuit breaker. Now the main switch is this one. The function of this is decides. This whole system is depends on this switch. How the we will set the relay, that depends on this switch. So generally, if we'll see the, before that we should see how we are increasing the voltage. So as you can see, when we are applying 230 volt here, this variac is giving that variable voltage through the circuit breaker to the voltage transformer. So as you know, in case of electromechanical, we have used the current transformer, but here we have used the voltage transformer. That means it is giving voltage, that means it is increasing the voltage, because when we are giving 230 volt, we can able to feed more than 230 volt at the output of this two terminal. That means this is step up transformer or the voltage transformer, PT, nothing but, which is what function is, it is increasing the voltage from this primary to the secondary, and this voltage is measured through the voltmeter, and this two terminal is used to feed the voltage to the relay. So now how we will give the voltage to the relay? That means when we will give the voltage, later we will give 140 or 150, during when we are giving the voltage, the relay also will detect the fault. That means when we are setting the voltage at some particular fault voltage, when we are increasing, during that time relay will sense the fault and it will give the trip signal. That means we cannot able to set the relay when we are varying this one. So that means, and in case of electromechanical overcurrent relay, there are some switch was there from this side, left side of the power supply unit, which is used to allow the current to the relay or not allow current to the relay. But here this test or set or test switch, this switch is used to set the relay or to test the relay. So this switch function and their electromechanical that switch function is similar. That means when we are pressing in set mode, we can able to give the voltage to the relay, and relay, whatever the relay will give the trip signal, it will not come to the circuit breaker. That means relay will trip, but that signal will be disconnected by the help of this switch, so that if the relay is giving trip signal, the circuit breaker will not sense that signal, because that signal is bypassed by this switch. That means in test set mode, the signal is bypassed. In test mode, what will happen? In test mode, the signal will come to the circuit breaker. That means the fault signal will come to the circuit breaker. That means in set mode, we have to set the voltage by varying the variac to some desired fault voltage. Then after that, we have to turn off the circuit breaker, and we will make to test again. We will turn on the circuit breaker. So we will turn off the circuit breaker and we will change the position to test, and we will turn on the circuit breaker again. So that in test mode, if you are turning on the circuit breaker, then whatever the fault voltage will go to the relay, the relay also will give the trip signal, and that will come to the circuit breaker, so that circuit breaker will trip. But in set mode, if the voltage will go to the relay will give the trip signal, but the trip signal will not come to the circuit breaker. That will be bypassed through this switch. So this switch is the important switch for this one, this power supply unit. So without this switch, you cannot able to test the relay. So now we have to go to the experiment table to connect the circuit, and as you can see, this 9 and 10 is connected, sorry, this power supply voltage terminal of the power supply unit is going to the 9 and 10 of the relay unit, and the trip signal command we can take from 3, 4 or 1, 2 will come to the NO. This is the only connection, and you will see in the experiment table. So right now we will do the connections. So as I told you, in the section of connection, these two are the output of the power supply unit, over voltage relay test unit. From here we will get the voltage, nothing but the over voltage, and this over voltage will go to 9 and 10 terminal of the relay unit. So here we will give voltage from the power supply unit to this relay unit. So 9 and 10 is the input terminal of the relay unit. Next, NO and NC. Here NO and NC we can get from terminal number 1, 2 or 3, for any terminal we can use. So right now let's use 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 is the NO terminal which is coming to our over voltage relay test unit, and in this unit this will change the trip signal and it will trip the circuit breaker. So this is the voltage going from the relay test unit, and this is the signal coming from the relay unit. So this is all about the connection. So let's see the procedure, how to proceed. So before that we also have to see the precaution, and here one technical precaution is written, that is do not apply more than 3 times the clock setting voltage. That means whatever the clock setting you have said, we should not apply more than 3 times the clock setting voltage. That is somewhat a restriction on our experiment kit. Next we will see the procedure. So in the procedure, first is connect the circuit as per the circuit diagram. So as you have connected the circuit as per the circuit diagram. Next, ensure the time interval meter selection switch in team position. So as you can see here, time interval meter in team position. Next, bring dimmer to 0 position. So this is the dimmer, and we have made this one to be 0. So when you are rotating, and when you are trying to rotate in anti-clockwise, it's not rotating, means this is 0. Next, set over voltage clock setting 121. So this 121 or 132 or 143 or 154, that depends on whatever the observation we will take. So let's see the observation table, and from there we will find how much we should take as a clock setting and time setting multiplier. So already we have taken the TSM and the PS, that we should choose 121 as the clock setting multiplier and 1 as the TSM, and correspondingly we will get fault rate. We will apply 145 as a fault voltage, we will go up to 280, that is the fault voltage. Then corresponding to this fault voltage we will get the PSM, which is nothing but the fault current divided by clock setting, and corresponding to PSM we will get the actual calculated trip time, that is coming 15.73 second, 10.44 second, 7.55 second. This calculation I have explained you in the slide, that how we will calculate this trip time without operating the relay. So these are the trip times that before operating the relay we have calculated. Now we will operate the relay, then we can calculate this actual observation trip time, and this trip time and this trip time should match. So that means here we have to apply 121 and 1.0 PS and TSM. So we have to set 121 and 1.0 as PS and TSM. So right now here it is 143 is selected as a PS. So you have to change that to 121. So I am always telling you that this clock setting change, time setting change, I already explained in the overcurrent relay experiment. So you can just see how we will change the clock setting and time setting multiplier. So clock setting, we have to remove this 143, we have to change this to 121. Then time setting multiplier we have to select. Right now what I am looking, it is like 0.5, so we have to change to 1. So how will change? So like that, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and it is 1.0. So right now it is selected as 1.0. Then we will close this lid. Okay, so you have to close this lid, then we will see our next procedure. Put on the mains using mains rocker switch. So this is the mains rocker switch, so you have to put it on. So mains rocker switch, after that you will see this meter, they will display some 0 value, and here this indicator will glow to indicate that the panel or relay test unit is on. Our next process is bring toggle switch to set mode. So here these are the toggle switch, we have to make into set mode. Bottom side is test mode and top side is set mode. So this is in set mode. So our next observation procedure is push test start button, CB on indicator will glow. So as you can see here, CB on indicator is, CB on switch is there and the CB off switch is there. So that is test start button and test stop button, and CB on indicator is this one. So we have to turn on the, push the test start button. So after that you can see CB on indicator is glowing here. This is glowing, not visible to you, might be. So CB on indicator is glowing. So next procedure is adjust the dimmer above your clock setting and note down the fault voltage. So how much fault voltage? Already we have taken, that is the fault voltage from our observation. Just we have to see the observation. So in the observation, what you can expect, 145 as the fault voltage. So that much volt we have to apply as the fault voltage, 145. So right now we will increase this through the variac and we have to reach to 145 here in the voltmeter. So 145, 125, 135, 145. So 145 we have applied. So next we will see the procedure, what to do. So procedure is press reset button, do not disturb the dimmer. So as you can see, press reset button. So we have resetted the button and we are not disturbing the dimmer. Then bring toggle switch to test mode. So toggle switch to test mode. So we have changed to test mode. Next, push test start button. Then after some time relay will trip. So push test start button. After some time relay will trip. So how much time? That already have predicted from the scale. So we just have to see how much time it is. (15.5 seconds). So our expected time is 15.73 and we got 15.5 seconds. So our next observation we have to take. So for that we have to see the procedure, that repeat the operation 7 to 4. That means again we have to repeat to take our next and next observation. So next we will do our next observation. How much? 160. Next we have to apply 160. So for that we have to reset and change this to set mode. This set and test, these are the important role it is doing. Like whenever we are changing the voltage, at the same time relay is also giving the trip signal, and whenever the relay is giving the trip signal, then that if we will not bypass the signal and we will allow the signal should enter the circuit breaker, then what will happen, that when we are changing the voltage, at the same time relay will the circuit breaker will trip. So we cannot able to set the voltage as per our required, which is the fault voltage. So for that we have to bypass the trip signal when we are changing or changing the voltage. So to bypass, this switch is doing that one. In set mode, this is bypassing the signal coming from the relay unit, and in test mode it is not bypassing the signal coming from the relay unit. So that in test mode, whatever the voltage you are given, that much is applying to here, and correspondingly fault signal is coming and this will tripping the circuit. But in case of set mode, whatever the voltage or fault voltage you are given, that will go to the relay. Relay will get the signal and it will give the signal of trip, but that signal of trip will not come to the circuit breaker, so circuit breaker will not trip at that case. So that's why this is the key part of this whole mechanism. So in set mode, right now you have to apply one. Before that you have to test start, then you have to apply 160. So 160 you have applied. So you have to stop it, put to test mode, then again you have to wait for the disk should come to its home position. So disk is moving right now. So disk is coming to its home position. So again you have to start. So this should be our expected 10.44 second. 10.55 second. So 10.55 second. So our expectation is 10.44 second. So our next observation is how much? 175. So push test stop button, put into set mode, then again test start button and change to 175. So 175, little less. Okay, 175. So we have to test right now how much voltage 175, that is the fault voltage, and that is going to the relay, and relay is in trip mode right now. It is giving the trip signal, and this is in trip mode, but that trip signal is not coming to the circuit breaker because of the set reset switch. So that means relay is in trip mode. So when I will reset or when I will stop the circuit breaker, then the relay will come to its normal operating mode. So still the relay is not coming to the normal operating mode. Still then you have to wait. You should not apply that fault voltage, because if you apply the fault voltage, the relay will not come to its home position. Then at the same during its moving, you are applying the next voltage. So what will happen? You will get the wrong trip time. So to avoid that, you have to wait. That is the reset time. Relay is taking some time to reset. We have to wait for that relay should reset. If relay is not resetted, again you are applying the voltage, then you will get the wrong trip time. So reset. Then you have to wait. Disk is moving right now. Okay, you have to wait. Okay, this came to its home position. So what we will do? We will put to test mode, then we will start it again. We will see whatever the time. 7.6 seconds. So we have to write 7.6 seconds. Expected is 7.5 per second. Our next observation is 190. Same process, reset, set, and circuit breaker on, then 190. So reset, put to test mode. You just have to wait. This should come to home position. Okay, came, then apply. In this way, you have to proceed. So let's see the time. Our expectation is 5.98, 6.0. So 6.0 second. So our next observation is 205. So reset, put to set, start it again, then 205. Two not 207, 205, 206, 20, little less. Okay, little more. Okay, little less. 205. So now we will reset, set, and we have to wait. This should come to home position. Till then you have to wait. Okay, came to its home position. So test, then we have to apply the voltage. 5.08 second. So 5.08 second. So our next observation is 220. So it is 220 next observation. So same thing we have to do. We have to put to set mode, then after that you have to turn on this one, circuit test start button, then we have to apply 220. 220, 220, okay, little less, so little more, so 220, 2021 is okay, no problem. Stop, test and wait. This should come to its home position. Okay, now it is standstill. Disk is not moving, so we have to put to test mode, and already have applied that 220 voltage. Again turn on. 4.196. Our expected trip time is 4.06. So next observation is 235. Test, stop, set, on, 235. So 235. So we will test, reset, test and wait. This is the resetting time of the relay. So now it is resetted. So we have to apply the voltage to 235, 3.59 seconds. So our expectation is 3.54 seconds. So our next observation, that is 250. So turn off, put to set mode, turn on, and I will have to apply 250. So 250. So turn off, put to test and wait. Okay, now it's on standstill position. So we have to just apply the voltage. 3.16 second. So 3.16 second. Here 3.1 second. So here these two are matching. That means we are going in a right way. So next observation is 265. Stop, set, start, 265. Turn off, set and wait. Okay, then start. 2.88 seconds. So we observe 2.81, right now 2.88 seconds. Next observation, that is the last observation, that is 280. Test, stop, set, test, start, and 280. 274, 76, 78, 80, 280. So we have to reset, put it to test, and we have to wait that this should come to its home position. Okay, right now it's in home position. So start. 280. So 2.58 seconds. We observed 2.54 seconds and we got 2.58 seconds. So this is matching with this. So that means whatever we are taking, that is correct, and because this we have calculated from the relay table. Right now these are the observations that we got
after performing the experiment. And if we plot the graph, it will be like inverse characteristic. As you can see, in the x-axis we have a PSM, and in the y-axis we have a trip time. So whenever we are increasing the PSM, that means when we are increasing the fault voltage or increasing the fault severity, then the trip time is decreases. So which is telling this is inverse characteristic.
So this is about the overvoltage relay experiment, and in the next part of this video we will study under voltage relay experiment.